Deep in the heart of central Washington state is a mystery. A strange pit claimed to be as deep as 80,000 feet has piqued the curiosity of people from around the nation. It has reportedly been seen by only a handful of people. It grabbed national attention in 1997 when a man calling himself Mel Waters contacted radio talk show host Art Bell on his national talk show Coast to Coast. The mysterious pit has become known as Mel's Hole.
Tonight on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell and his guest, Mel Waters, and the story of Mel's Hole, the bottomless pit in Washington state.
I've got Mel on the line. Mel is the guy with the never-ending hole.
Right now I'm in a little town called Ellensburg.
Oh, I know Ellensburg. Oh, you really think you've got 80,000?
Yes, yeah, I get line in 5,000-yard spools. I've gone through that many. As usual, I brought the dogs with me. They wouldn't go anywhere near the damn thing, and if I try to bring them there on a leash, they'll just dig their feet in. They do not want to go anywhere near the hole. The one guy claims that he threw his departed canine down into the hole.
Oh, really?
And he swears the dog actually came back to him. And he was
Really?
Mel's Hole is a complex, very interesting mystery.
Within 24 hours, his land was more or less seized. He wasn't allowed to go on it or anything by the U.S. government.
Shortly after Mel Waters claimed that he was forced to accept a buyout by the government, public satellite images of Ellensburg, Washington, available on TerraServer, showed two whited-out blocks covering areas including the reported location of Mel's property. Some speculate it may have a connection to the close proximity of the U.S. Army's Yakima Training Center.
There are a couple aspects of Mel's Hole, paranormal aspects that make it intriguing. One of them is a supposed black beam that emits from the hole.
That particular hole was expelling. It's like flushing the toilet, but it blows it up into the sky. All of a sudden it looks like a black flashlight in the day.
People have said there are entities in there.
Red Elk is a Native American shaman who says his father showed him the hole when he was a boy.
There are people down there, alien people to us, that were here even before man. They cannot stand our weather. They can't stand the sunlight or the cold. Their planet they come from is a desert planet, so they live underground. And in this time and age, there's going to be some real interaction. And they want to control us as slaves, as food, as sex items. Doesn't matter if they're male and you are either, I'll guarantee you.
Ellensburg, Washington. Located in the middle of Washington state, lies in the foothills of the Cascade Mountains and is home to Central Washington University.
Where are you hearing these stories? I have never heard that. I have never heard that story. I've been here for 23 years.
Many locals, however, are aware of the Mel's Hole mystery.
Well, there's a lot of hidden stuff around here. There's a lot of lakes and creeks that you don't even hear of, and lots of roads that go to nowhere.
There's nothing better than a deep hole. I mean, it's just one of those neat things that just perks the imagination, a bottomless hole.
I know actually quite a bit about Mel's Hole. Executive producer of a local TV show, Ellensburg Extreme, and we're aiming to do a spot actually on Mel's Hole, try to find it ourselves.
News, theories, and rumors surrounding Mel's Hole have reached beyond Ellensburg, thanks in large part to the internet.
I think it's actually really interesting just in how, say, a broadcast on national radio could suddenly spawn 5-10 different websites and forums. And I was looking at melshole.com or something like that. There's people who are just up in arms, flaming each other just in emails.
What they're doing is calling Mel Waters a liar, me a liar, my father a liar, the Yakima Indian Nation liars. But they know it all. They sit there on their chairs, those wonderful people, and they won't get their butts out to look for themselves.
And everybody's theorizing just really quite bizarre things, from the beam of light to a weird lamb guarding the hole. People are just making a cult of it, really.
In Seattle, Washington, Philip Lipson and Charlotte Lefevre are co-directors of the Seattle Museum of the Mysteries, which has sponsored expeditions to search for the hole.
I kind of call it the Moby Dick of the Northwest, because it's like, you know, like just Moby Dick was about a whale, this is about a hole. On the Mel's Hole site, lately there's been a lot of people trying to debunk it, saying it's a joke, it's a hoax. Oh, people have poked fun at us.
We only seriously really started going out in expeditions and searching for this hole about 3 years ago. And that's when Red Elk came to us and said, I saw this hole 40 years ago. My father showed it to me. It's real.
I am a Wakayan, a spiritual counselor, you know, kind of like a preacher, but in my case, one that swears. Across from me over here is the actual roadway into Mel's Hole. Don't go up that road. Up there a ways is a fence. I don't think you get in a lot of trouble, but maybe arrested for trespassing. But you get across that fence, you're in a deep bunch of trouble. It might be that you simply disappear, period.
Well, a lot of people have said that's underground base.
There are beings below us, and our government works with a lot of these beings, and these beings use this hole to load and unload certain objects that they need down there. So some very large craft come in and just hover over it, giant things, just giants.
There's many, many stories about what lives underground, like the inner earth and hollow earth theory, but I'm not a true believer in any sense. I'm always open to the possibilities these things are true. Well, ever since I was a child, I've always believed that things are not what they seem.
Mel's Hole originally was a blowhole for Mount Rainier, kind of a lava tube in a sense.
Well, I'm Jack Powell. I've been a geologist in eastern Washington for about the last 30 years. Lava tubes are plumbing systems in lava flows. Lava tubes don't go down in the ground very deeply, not over 100 feet.
I look at science as more than just close observation. If somebody sees something, instead of trying to prove that they didn't see it, I try to find out what they saw, what it means to them.
Well, I have been there literally a number of times, me and another medicine man. We don't go into it physically, we go into it the way we're trained spiritually. So he starts down it and down it and down it. And he's going the regular speed of we casually go in spirit travel. And I said, no, hurry it up, dude. This is a long hole. So down. And he lands at the bottom. He said, my God, Dracilians. I says, oh, fine, you made it. And these lizard people could sense somebody was there. And they went for him. And he starts flying up the hole and yelling all the way, Red Elk, they're right here, they're right behind me, Red Elk. Anyway, we got up here and I said, let's get the hell out of here. And we filled rubber.
Some searchers now believe Mel's Hole has been hidden by the government. Opinions about the existence of the hole vary, as do people's motivations for seeking it. Mel Waters, which some speculate is not his real name, has been in occasional contact with Art Bell. He maintains a low profile, saying that is part of the buyout deal the government required.
So, does Mel's Hole really exist?
We do believe that the hole exists.
I think most people here would probably believe that it's a fable.
That's what I believe in the most, that there actually is a hole of some depth in that area on Monash Ridge.
This landscape has no natural means to make a very deep hole. And if it was made artificially, there's got to be a heck of a lot of waste someplace that was dug out of that hole.
You're going to believe it or you're not going to believe it. And most are going to wonder about it. And many will hunt. I've heard of one group coming out with high-powered rifles. So if anybody shoots at them, oh geez, what a bunch of dopes.
People want there to be more to the world. They want there to be wonder and magic in the world, and there is. That's the whole thrill, in a sense, is that there is magic and mystery and wonder and beauty to the world, and there's many more things to be experienced than you learn about in school or through everyday life.
Just take it with a piece of cake.